welcome to the Monday motivational call. This is a new day, a new week. We're all having technical difficulties this morning, but that's all right. We need to improvise, adapt, and overcome on this just like we do everything else. So with that, I'm going to let my partner, she's already finally got her slides up. I haven't gotten mine up. We're going to have to figure out how to get mine up, but I'm going to let Miss Lisa go ahead and share hers. Lisa, are you ready? All right. That, uh, that was very good. Very good. Very good. You you can't go forward very fast if you're looking back. If you're looking back at the mistakes and everything in the past, in place of watching where you're going to trip and fall, just sure as the world. Yep. Yes. Well, as they say, there's a saying that I've heard several times in my life said, "Yesterday's in the past." Tomorrow's or yesterday's a canceled check. Tomorrow's a promissory note, and today is the only ready cash that you have. Let's live for today. We got to look to tomorrow, but we got to live for today. Do the best you can today, and then tomorrow try to do better than you did today. Very good. Very good. Very good. Well, let me see if I can do something here. Uh, see if this will load up to start with. If it will, okay. If it won't, okay too. I'm sorry for waiting till now to do this, y'all, but we were having troubles before and it just flat would not work for me. All right, all right. Look at there. Can you all see that? How about that? All right. This won't take very long to go through this. We'll just start, okay? Once upon a time, a daughter complained to her father that her life was miserable and that she didn't know how she was going to make it. She was tired of fighting and struggling all the time. It seemed just as one problem was solved, another one soon followed. I'm sure we can all relate to that. Says her father, a chef, took her to the kitchen. He filled 3 pots with water and placed each on a high fire. Once the 3 pots began to boil, he placed potatoes in one pot, eggs in the second pot, and ground coffee beans in the third pot. He then let them sit and boil without saying a word to his daughter. The daughter moaned and groaned and impatiently waited, wondering what he was doing. After 20 minutes, he turned off the burners. He took the potatoes out of the pot and placed them in a bowl. He pulled the eggs out and placed them in a bowl. He then ladled the coffee out and placed it in a cup. Turning to her, he asked, "Daughter, what do you see?" "Potatoes, eggs, and coffee," she hastily replied. "Look closer," he said, and touched the potatoes. She did, and noted that they were soft. He then asked her to take an egg and break it. After pulling off the shell, she observed the hard-boiled egg. Finally, he asked her to sip the coffee. Its rich aroma brought a smile to her face. "Father, what does this mean?" she asked. He then explained that the potatoes, the eggs, and coffee beans had each faced the same adversity, the boiling water. However, each one reacted differently. The potato went in strong, hard, and unrelenting, but in boiling water it became soft and weak. The egg was fragile, with the thin outer shell protecting its liquid interior until it was put in the boiling water. Then the inside of the egg became hard. However, the ground coffee beans were unique. After they were exposed to the boiling water, they changed the water and created something new. When adversity knocks on your door, how do you respond? Are you a potato, an egg, or a coffee bean? The moral of this is, in life, things happen around us. Things happen to us. But the only thing that truly matters is how you choose to react to it and what you make out of it. Life is all about learning, adapting, adopting, and converting all the struggles that we experience into something positive. Now let me ask you guys here on this call, are you a potato, an egg, or a coffee bean? How do you act when life comes at you? Do you allow it to turn you into mush like a potato? Do you allow it to turn you hard inside and maybe bitter because things didn't turn out like you wanted them to? Or do you adapt and accept things that are happening and find a way to take that and make something entirely new that will benefit you and others? It's a question that we're all going to have to answer one way or another if we're going to succeed on the internet and life in general. I hope all of you agree. For instance, this morning, Lisa and I, the software, this big blue button software, it was having problems. Lisa and I had been fighting it for probably 30 minutes before y'all came on. We were trying different things. We were adapting. We had a problem there. We were both trying to upload our slides. Nothing would work. We were checking our Java. We were checking different things and trying to see. I personally logged out 4 or 5 different times. You have to do that every day. Every day. Right now, you know, Pat has instituted or asked us or invited us, ever how you want to say that, into logging into Pinterest, into building up our Pinterest, what would you say, that social site. The whole thing in behind that, her thought in behind that, unless I completely misunderstood, is to create a buzz, to help create a buzz for Pay Daily Lifestyle. Some of us are having trouble doing the things that she's been posting in the group, and some of us are getting frustrated. You know, maybe all of us are frustrated up to a point. Here's the thing, you don't have to do that. You know, if you've accepted the challenge, Chuck, that's one thing that he posts in there. Okay, challenge on, I'm in, you know, and going like that. I like that. But here's the thing, you don't have to do it. You can participate as much or as little as you want. I think some maybe are putting too much emphasis on it. Now, in the final analysis with this Pinterest deal, and that I'm talking about that because that's the current problem that we're having, is if you can learn to maximize what we're doing there, that's another social network. We hear on our trainings about LinkedIn. We hear on our trainings about Pinterest, about blogging, about email marketing, about different things, that we need to do, or that we can do, or must do. Sand tells you that Facebook is his deal. That's the one he wants to concentrate on. And I think some of us, there are gifts, different gifts that each one of us have. The young guys, the young gals, the 20-somethings, they don't seem like they have any problem with the slides, with the pictures, with the doing the deals like Ramon does. The creativity is what I'm trying to say. The third decade, fourth decade, fifth decade, some of us here in our sixth decade, if I can say it that way. I'm not saying we're old. It is what it is. Some of us have a little more problem. We all have different gifts. Some are real good at graphics, some aren't. But look, let me remind you of something. There's a difference between ignorance and stupidity. There's a difference between ignorance and being stupid. Forrest Gump says, stupid is as stupid does. Well, ignorance just means you don't know. And I'm going to confess to you this morning that I'm ignorant on a lot of things, but I'm not stupid. I can learn. It's going to take me maybe a little longer than somebody else, but I can learn. I don't know nothing about this program that we're on right now, but I'm learning. I asked Lisa a while ago, I said, is this our second or third week for Motivational Mondays? She said it's the third one. And the first thought that went through my mind is, well, Ray, stupid, you ought to know, you ought to have this, have this all down by now. Well, I don't, but I promise you that we're going to improve every Monday. Let's don't get, as the scripture says, let's don't get weary in well doing. There's also scripture that talks about that, it talks about that we're all part of the same body. Well, let me modify that a little bit. We're all part of a group, a family, if you will, and each one of us have different gifts, but we're all part of the family, each and every one of us. And none of us can make it on our own. I think we need each other. If you're having problems, there's a bunch of leaders here. You can just, if you're good, if you're faithful about getting on each one of these trainings, you recognize the leaders that have the knowledge that you need. Get in touch with those leaders. Every one of them here are willing to help you. We're all in this together, guys. So let's don't get all discouraged and frustrated. That's easy to do. But let's don't get so frustrated that we won't humble ourselves, and that's really what it amounts to, that we won't humble ourselves to ask for help. We might not get it just right away because we're all busy, but just, connect with each other on Facebook or wherever and send a PM, look, I'm having trouble doing this, and go from there, and we'll reach out to each other. We'll help each other, There's another scripture that says we're supposed to strengthen the feeble knees. Well, if I see somebody that is having trouble, and you ask me for help, whatever I've got, I'm willing to share it with you. I heard a man say one time, you can't give somebody nothing unless you've got it to give. Each one of us has something to give. All you have to do is ask for the help. And that's basically my diatribe, if you will. That's my speech, or whatever you want to put that, for this morning. Look, this is a new day, a new week. Let's do the best that we can today. If it doesn't meet up with your expectations, don't worry about what anybody else says. Don't look back. Don't just keep looking back like we were talking before we started this recording. Don't look back. If you keep looking back all the time, you're going to trip over something that's in front of you. We have got to go forward. Use what happened yesterday to strengthen you. That experience